Good evening, everyone. I call to order the April 25th, 53rd meeting of the Youth and Government City Council meeting to order. At this time, I request for everyone to please silence their electronic devices. Roll call, please. All members are present. I'd like to ask everyone to please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. For our first item under ceremonial, I'd like to call up Councilmember Marge Colapietro and Councilmember Robert Gottschalk to please join me at the podium. I'd like to present this commendation. Whereas this evening, the City of Millbrae and the Millbrae Lions Youth and Government Program observes its 53rd year. And whereas, as participants in the year 2013 Youth and Government Program, we have benefited from the foresight, generosity, and the concern for the well-being of youth that the City of Millbrae has bestowed upon us. And whereas we enjoyed meeting with the Millbrae City Council and departmental staff and learning about the services and activities of the organization. Now, therefore, we take great pleasure in honoring the City Council and City staff of the City of Millbrae, and I present this commendation to you. City Council, we have Gina Pappen as Mayor, Nadia V. Holbert, Vice Mayor, Wayne J. Lee, Council Member, Marge Colapietro, Council Member, Robert G. Gottschalk, Council Member, City Staff, Marsha Rains, City Manager, Ed Barberini, Police Chief, Dave Downing, Deputy Fire Chief, Farhad Mortazavi, Community Development Director, Cyrus Kianpur, Public Works Director, Mike Ride, Recreation Superintendent, and Angela Lewis, City Clerk. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very thoughtful.
Just picture first.
Oh, okay. Come over here. Why don't you come in the middle? Would you like to hold this?
Thank you.
Would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, Moncarol Wang, our mayor, for this commendation to the City Council and our city staff. It's with great pleasure that we have hosted you along with the Millbrae Lions Club this past week for Youth and Government, and we will expect great things from you in the future. Thank you. Councilmember Gottschalk, do you want to say a few words?
Will do.
Oh, thank you. Okay, thank you. Mayor and council members and city staff, at this time I'm going to present each of you. Robert, why don't you come up and stand with me? I'm going to present each of you with a certificate of appreciation, and I will read the text on one of them and then just call your name and title afterwards. This is a City of Millbrae, California commendation, certificate of appreciation presented to Moncarol Wang for exceptional contributions to the 2013 Youth and Government Program through your outstanding service in the role of Youth Mayor. And this is on behalf of all the council members, signed by our Mayor, Gina Pappen. So congratulations and thank you. Okay, you can sit down. All right.
Congratulations.
Photos? Okay. Oh, all right. Next, we have Rebecca Mindell, Youth Vice Mayor. Come forward, please.
Well done. Thank you.
Kara Egan's, Youth Council Member. Come this way, Kara.
Congratulations.
Jessica Shea.
Congratulations. Well done.
Dennis Zheng, Youth Council Member. Jensen Young, Youth City Manager.
Well done.
Elena Kobayashi, Youth Community Development Director.
Well done.
Jackie Chen, Youth Police Chief.
Thank you.
Gregory Ho, Youth Public Works Director.
Congratulations.
Jennifer Gao, Youth Fire Chief.
Well done.
Elena Wang, Youth Recreation Superintendent. Bea Abadia, Youth City Clerk.
Well done.
That concludes our presentation, Madam Mayor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilmember Coley-Pietro and Councilmember Goschalk. Now we have the agenda overview by the City Manager.
Yes, Madam Mayor and City Council members, for our agenda overview, we have our oral reports, which will have City Clerk Bea Abadilla will do a brief report in commission and committee recruitment, followed by public communication. Under existing business, we have item 5, adoption of plan for the operation, maintenance, and security of the Millbrae Community Youth Center. Afterwards, we have new business, which we have 2 items. Item 6, adoption of a plan for consolidation of fire services. Item 7, adoption of a downtown improvement plan. Followed by that, we have council comments, adjourn, and do you have any questions?
Thank you very much, City Manager. I'd like to mention that if there are any members of the public wishing to speak on an item not on the agenda, to please fill out a speaker slip and give them to the City Clerk to be addressed during public communication. At this time, I'd like to ask the City Clerk to please step to the podium and present an oral report.
Good day, council members and Mayor Wang. I am here to present about the Commissioner Committee recruitment, which is currently ongoing. There are numerous openings on all of the committees and positions. I encourage all of the citizens of Millbrae to visit the Millbrae website for more information or visit the Millbrae City Hall for an application. Thank you.
Thank you, City Clerk. We have 2 items of public communication this evening. I'd like to ask Marge Coley-Pietro to please step forward to the podium.
Good evening again, Mayor Wang and council members and city staff. I want to first tell you about an upcoming event that we're going to have. It's a community event on Sunday, May 5th. It's called Streets Alive, Parks Alive. It will be in our downtown area from the northern street of Meadow Glen down to Taylor Boulevard. This is a family and pedestrian safety event, and the street will be closed during those hours. The things that we're focusing on are multiple. We're focusing on bringing community together for socialization. We're focusing on having people park their cars, get out, walk around and enjoy our downtown area. We're focused on fitness. We're focused on supporting our community businesses. So if anyone is hungry or thirsty, we are not going to sell food, but we can patronize our downtown businesses. And also we're going to have great entertainment. The headline band is Dave Crimmen, and he does music from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Very exciting. He's been in Millbrae several times and is always a hit. So we're also having a bike rodeo for kids ages 5 through 12. They bring their own bike, BYOB, and they bring their helmet. And the Sheriff's Department's volunteers are going to do that rodeo in the area of the Starbucks parking lot. If people want to sit and enjoy, there are going to be 2 entertainment stages available for different things. So BYOC, bring your own chair, and also encourage people to bring their own camera. Again, a BYOC, so you can have photos with the many really great new and classic vehicles that we will have on hand. Thank you very much, Mayor.
Thank you very much, Marge Coley-Pietro. At this moment, I'd like to call up the Recreation Superintendent and Police Chief to please present the adoption of a plan for the operation, maintenance, and security of the Millbrae Community Youth Center.
Good evening, Mayor Wang, council members. I am Elena Wang, the Recreation Superintendent. As all of you know, the Millbrae Community Youth Center is a new facility that needs a plan for operation, maintenance, and security. This includes how to efficiently use the facility to its fullest extent. Now, our current vision of the youth center is that it will become a place primarily used by middle schoolers of Millbrae, who will be supervised by high school volunteers and managed by 1 adult staff member. The school district envisions the youth center to help keep kids off streets and out of trouble. School club meetings, can also be held after school, as the school is not permitted to use the youth center during school hours. Staff recommends the creation of a whole new organization to devote their time and efforts specifically for developing the Millbrae Community Youth Center. Another important factor is the type of activities the council wishes to encourage. Incidentally, there is a lack of emotional and mental support programs here in Millbrae. Perhaps the youth center can specialize in providing the youth of Millbrae with a peer helping and/or mentoring program. High school volunteers would symbolize big brothers and big sisters as they mentor students for emotional and mental support. The youth center could also sponsor the visual arts with painting and drawing workshops, as well as galleries where the youth can share their work as an artist would. The youth center can also hold informative college planning nights where presentations would introduce many different types of extracurriculars that students have to choose from. Another point of consideration is the cost of operations and maintenance of the property. Our estimate of the startup cost is between $8,000 to $10,000, and here we have Gregory Ho, the Public Works Director, to tell us the approximate cost of the utility and custodial fees.
Mayor, council members, I'm Gregory Ho. I'm your Public Works Director, and based on our current estimates, the yearly cost will be around $30,000 per year.
Thank you, Public Works Director Gregory Ho. Furthermore, there are security concerns within the neighborhood and park area. When teens enter the youth center, they will sign in to a computer where we will hopefully have an electronic system of tracking how many teams come in each day. For middle schoolers, the hours for their after-school usage of the youth center is from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. And here we have Police Chief Chen regarding the security of the facility and the safety of the youth.
Thank you. Fellow council members and honorable mayor, I am your police chief, Jackie Chen, and here I am to present to you the security concerns and the ways we can limit the concerns and promote security. So some concerns for the establishment of the Millbrae Community Youth Center is that vandalism and the accessibility to the youth center during after school hours and during the working hours. And also, we believe that this youth center could be a potential fire hazard, and the possibility of a code blue is also always a possibility. However, we do have a lot of safety precautions to counteract these concerns. And for one, the Millbrae Youth Community Center will be closed after 6 p.m. every day, and we will have volunteers and a permanent staff member there at all times. Furthermore, we have always had baseball games and other sport events that have lasted till 8:30, and there have been very few problems such as vandalism, and thus we believe that with the Millbrae Youth Community Center, there will be no problems of this sort as well. Furthermore, for the concern about fire and escape routes, we have very clear escape routes, and also fire hydrants are located very close to the Millbrae Youth Community Center as well. And in addition, we also have the police department, which is only several blocks away, and we will be, myself and my law enforcement staff will be able to get to the community youth center very quickly. And we believe that there are very few security concerns that have not been addressed yet. And if you guys have any questions, please ask me right now. Thank you.
Thank you, Police Chief Chen and Recreation Superintendent Wang. Are there any questions from the council members? Council Member Xie.
Police Chief Chen, you mentioned that vandalism could be a possible problem at the Millbrae Youth Center. How would you plan on countering that?
Well, this problem, as I said before, is only a minor problem, seeing that we have already had many sports events and other activities that already uptake the hours from 3 p.m. after school to 8:30 p.m. at night. And so far, there have been very few incidents of vandalism or other crimes committed at Taylor Middle School and that area. So we believe that this vandalism problem is very little, and if this problem poses a threat towards the security, I will personally, and my law enforcement staff, we will personally go and tackle this problem and make sure it does not affect the security of our new Millbrae Community Youth Center. Thank you.
Thank you, Police Chief. And Recreation Director Wang, you mentioned that you were going to have high school volunteers. How would you plan on obtaining those volunteers?
The possible high school volunteers could include several volunteers from the 3 youth groups of Millbrae, including the Millbrae Leos, Millbrae Yak, and also the Mills High Interact Club. However, my staff, the staff and I, we really encourage the creation of a whole new organization forming to devote their efforts specifically toward the youth center.
Thank you, Recreation Director.
Councilmember Zhang?
Are we willing to rent out the facility for different organizations and adult organizations for meetings and activities?
Yes, absolutely. The youth center is a very versatile facility. It's great for birthdays, team bondings, meetings, end of the season potlucks. The staff really believes that the youth center will be a great place to rent out and gain gain funds for the youth center.
Thank you.
Vice Mayor Mindell?
You mentioned there was going to be an organization in charge of it. Could you explain more about that organization?
The organization we hope to be in charge of the youth center will hopefully be an organization made up of high school volunteers. The reason we want high school volunteers to actively participate in developing the youth center is because we feel that high school volunteers can really relate to the middle schoolers more than regular adults can. So that is why we are encouraging high school volunteers to participate in helping the youth center develop and become a great place for the youth of Millbrae.
Thank you.
Councilmember Egan's?
Is the mentoring program only meant for Taylor students?
Absolutely not. You see, the youth center will offer emotional and mental support programs not only for middle schoolers, but for the youth of Millbrae. This also includes elementary and high school students.
Thank you.
In addition to the mentoring program being available to elementary school children, are there any other programs that the youth center will offer to elementary school aged kids?
Yes, the Scout House is also a great place for other programs where the recreation center can also support. There are lots of summer activities that the youth center is a great place for, and that being said, it's a great place for the youth of Millbrae to spend their summers there.
Thank you. Are there any more questions from the council? If not, at this moment, I'd like to ask if anyone would like to motion to, Councilmember Zhang, do you have a question? Oh. Would anyone like to motion to adopt the plan for the operation, maintenance, and security of the Millbrae Community Youth Center? Would anyone like to second that motion? Votes, please. The motion passes with a vote of 5-0. Again, thank you, Recreation Superintendent and Police Chief Jackie Chen.
Thank you so much, Mayor and council members.
Yeah, thank you.
We have a second speaker slip, so going back to public communications. At this moment, I'd like to call resident Marge Colipietro to the podium.
Glad to be back. Thank you, Mayor and council members and city staff. I was reading an article this morning, and it is entitled, one second here. Local schools show mixed successes in top 100 state ranking. And it indicates that this is in U.S. News and World Report. It indicates that 2 North Peninsula schools are among the top 100 best high schools in California for 2012. And it says that Burlingame and Millbrae both had schools in the top 100. Schools and there was a three-step process that determines the news magazines, U.S. News and World Report magazines, best high school rankings. The first two steps ensured that the schools serve all of their students well, using performance on state proficiency tests as the benchmarks. For those schools that made it past the first two steps, a third step assessed the degrees to which schools prepare students for college-level work. So I'm very happy to say tonight and to congratulate Mills High School. They placed 97th out of 100. Their score for college readiness is 45%, and their academic performance score is 863. I was very happy that I saw this morning so that I could come before you and say congratulations to all of you. It's pretty evident that you are all integral parts of making these achievements for Mills High School, which also brings greatness to the city and community of Millbrae. And I would hope that after you move forward, some of you are seniors this year, and you go to your colleges and you get your degrees, that you would be able to come back to the community of Millbrae and give us the leadership and talents that you have shown to us as you have been in our elementary and middle and high schools. So please keep in mind that we need good leaders into our future, and I think with all of you, we have the foundation for future good leaders. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you very much, Marge Coley-Pietro. I'm sure that everyone at Mills High School is very honored to receive this recognition. At this point in time, I'd like to call up the fire chief to please present on the adoption of a plan for consolidation of fire services.
Good evening, Mayor and Council members. I'm Jennifer Gao, your fire chief. And so today we're talking about the fire consolidation, about the station in Millbrae and Burlingame, which are the less busy stations. So we're going to combine them into one station on Skyline, which is near Truesdale, which is also near 280. So right now the stations are currently quite understaffed. So combining the two will mean that we can have more firefighters at the station at one time, which will increase efficiency. Also, it will lower cost because one station costs less to maintain and keep up than two. And the public is quite concerned about this, however, because they're afraid that having the one station instead of two will have it take longer for us to get to them when they have emergencies. However, it usually takes about 4.5 minutes to get to the site of the emergency, and it's required to be less than 7 minutes because that's when CPR or first aid needs to be administered to the body. However, it's estimated that the new fire station should only add about 1 minute to the transportation time, even to the furthest point away from it, because it's near 280, which would make it faster because freeway. So we're planning on having a pilot program of 1 year. We're going to try out having the station in the middle of the two, and if it goes well, then we will proceed and make it permanent. Service to the community is our primary goal, and we hope to maintain our current standards of efficiency while cutting down where extra funds are being spent. Thank you. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to address them right now.
Thank you, Fire Chief. Does the council have any questions? Councilmember Egan's?
Will the old firehouse be present?
Yes, it'll still be there.
How long will it be open?
Well, it will just be there, but there won't be any staff in there.
Okay, thank you.
Councilmember Zhang?
Do you have an estimated time, date on when are we going to start on the pilot program?
Well, we're still working out the plan and the details, so once we have that date, we'll be sure to get back to you.
And to further stabilize the citizens, in our community, how are you going to do that?
Well, we're planning on holding several town meetings to address the concerns of the public. Also, we may run some simulations on computers to see about how long it will take, so we can have some data on that.
Thank you.
Any other questions from council members? I have a question. So, as fire chief, what do you and your staff see as some possible obstacles that the pilot program might face?
Madam Mayor, our staff department is working very diligently, and we have not foreseen any obstacles at this moment. However, if we do see anything arise, we will keep you updated. Thank you.
Thank you, City Manager, for that clarification. Are there any final questions from the council? If there are none, I'd like to ask if anyone has a motion to adopt the plan for consolidation of fire services. Is there a second to that motion? Votes, please. The motion passes with a vote 5-0. Again, thank you, Fire Chief.
Thank you, Mayor and council members.
At this point, I'd like to call up the Community Development Director to please present the adoption of a downtown improvement plan.
Good afternoon, Madam Mayor and council members. I am Elena Kobayashi, the Community Development and Planning Director. Today, I would like to discuss about our improvement of downtown Millbrae. Our goal is to attract more visitors to our beautiful city, and especially teens and youth. There are approximately 20 vacant business spaces right now, and I would like to fill in those spaces with more diverse restaurants to attract family members, and also clothing stores and entertainment stores to attract youth. I would also like to improve and beautify our streets to attract the eyes of Millbrae citizens and visitors by conducting a beautification project. Thank you. I will be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Community Development Director. Are there any questions from members of the council? Councilmember Egan's.
How do you plan to make downtown a place for pedestrians to stay instead of just go home after shopping?
We will have many snack places to eat, so friends and families can go to those stores and have a little snack or a drink or a little ice cream. And also from experiences of shopping for a really long time, our feet get tired, so we would like to set up benches for people to be able to have some leisure time and social time.
Thank you.
Vice Mayor Mindell.
How do you plan on attracting more diverse businesses to come?
Right now, we hired a consultant to come up with a plan right now, so I will come back to you on that.
Thank you. And one more thing. You mentioned beautification. Do you have any plans of how you could beautify Millbrae?
We were thinking of going under a small construction to build a bulb out and to place flower pots or trees and also benches so that people can enjoy the scenes.
Thank you.
Councilmember Zhang.
Do you have a rough estimate of the cost, the spending of this project?
We do not have an estimate right now, but we will get back to you at the budget study session.
And will the renovations and constructions disturb, current businesses and current shoppers?
Considering the construction going on at Safeway right now and how it's not affecting too much of the businesses, I think it will be fine in the future.
Thank you.
Councilmember Xie.
Going off of what Councilmember Zhang said, do you have any idea where you're going to obtain the funds for the beautification process?
Yes, we do. We are thinking to pursue any grants, and that we may be able to apply for. And also, we will look for any sponsorships. And we will also be looking for any donations. And for any donators, we will give them any choice of having dedication plaques on the benches.
Thank you. I look forward to the beautification.
Thank you.
Are there any more questions from members of the City Council? If there are none, I was wondering, or is there a motion to adopt the Downtown Improvement Plan? Vice Mayor Mandel?
I suggest we wait before we adopt this and move it to next meeting so we know more information about it.
Thank you, Vice Mayor Mandel. With that being said, is there a motion to push this item for discussion at a further meeting? Is there a second to that motion? Votes, please. The motion passes with a vote of 5-0. City Manager, would you please note to put this item on the agenda of a future meeting? And Community Development Director, please come to that meeting with a presentation ready. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayor and council members.
At this time, I'd like to ask if any council member would like to comment. Vice Mayor Mandel?
This Saturday, on April 27th, Millbrae will hold a celebration for the Arbor and Earth Day. Some activities that will be held are planting trees and flowers, cleaning up litter, and helping out with other plant improvements. It will be held at Central Park from 10 a.m. to noon, and we encourage you all to go, and refreshments will be provided as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor Mandel. Councilmember Zhang?
Just a reminder that our Street Alive, Parks Alive is on Sunday, May 5th from 1:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. It's free to everyone. It's going to be between Meadow Glen and Taylor Boulevard. Please join us in such a wonderful event. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Zhang. Councilmember Egan's?
As part of Millbrae Streets Alive, there will be a bicycle safety rodeo. This will be on May 5th at 1:30 to 5 o'clock p.m. downtown on Broadway between Meadow Glen and Taylor Boulevard. There will be a bike helmet fitting check, and please bring your bicycles and safety equipment. Drop in any time for the obstacle course, and there's a safety talk scheduled at 1:30 p.m. to 3 o'clock, and we encourage the youth to participate and hope to see you there.
Thank you, Councilmember Egan's. Councilmember Xie?
The Millbrae Nursery School is in the process of celebrating its 75th anniversary. They will be holding a silent auction gala and casino night this Saturday on April 27th from 6 to 10 p.m. at the Millbrae Recreation Center. The event is open to anyone 21 and over. To purchase a ticket, please email fundraisingmns@gmail.com. Tickets are $70 each. Please come and support our Millbrae Nursery School. For more information, visit millbraenurserycoop.org. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Xie. I'd like to mention that on Saturday, May 5th, from 12 noon to 4 p.m., Spring Valley School, located at 817 Murchison Drive in Millbrae, will be holding its annual Spring Valley Carnival. It's a great family event. There's games, prizes, and food. Admission is free, so we all look forward to see as many community members at that event as possible. And this concludes council comments. Before this meeting is adjourned, on behalf of all the youth and government participants, I'd like to thank members of the City Council and members of the city staff for partnering with us this past week. And we would like to especially thank the Millbrae Lions Club for sponsoring this event for so many years, and all the special accommodations and opportunities that we have had as students. With that being said, I adjourn this meeting.